Here we go. Big every time. High town players. Yeah. We taking you back to the good old days. Yeah. Come on, let's take a trip down memory lane. We'll take a ride through the good times and the pain. Ooh. Yeah. One thing remains the same. Living with love will never change. Yeah. Way back in the days, yeah, them old school times when life was okay.
Hey everyone, Desert Gold. Beautiful, somewhat overcast afternoon. Got some good things going on today. First day off in a while, so I thought I'd get back to the loading bench. Just got done loading a bunch of 45s, using some all copper projectiles by a couple of companies, mostly Barnes, and another company called COP, which stands for Copper Only Projectile. Both are very good, obviously both are very good in quality as far as the actual product. The only difference being, if you can see, is the depth and width of the actual cavity on both. But awesome bullets. Getting ready to just loaded the hopper up with my favorite 800X. Gonna put together some 180 grain 10 mils. Gonna see if we can bump this thing up to about 1,400 feet per second for 180 grain. I'm gonna be testing some loads. It's been kind of hectic, so I haven't been to the range lately. As you know, about 6-8 months ago, I bought a apartment complex as a fixer-upper, and over the past 6 months, that's all we've been doing. It's kind of paying off, though. Took a 13-unit complex, completely revamped it. It was vacant, boarded, and now we've got half the complex rented, and the other half, as soon as it's finished, will be rented as the phone keeps ringing off the hook. Other things going on today. As you know, I got in my brewing equipment last week, and today is my first brew. I'm going to be putting a porter together. I got some really nice freshly ground malts to blend for the porter. You know me, I'm not going to be happy with the stock 6% alcohol. I'm adding things and kicking it up to about 10 to 12%. So it's going to be a nice little porter. Going to add some cocoa and coffee essence, and see if we can get some undertones there with a chocolate coffee, high ABV, and we'll see how that goes. I'm getting ready to steep the malts right now. Show you what I've got going so far. Got the fermenter and secondary all sanitized, ready for the wort. And over here, get over there, I've got a six-gallon 3-ply stainless steel kettle. Right now, we're at about 150 degrees. get it up to 155, and I'll start steeping those malts. Took, as I mentioned, a stainless steel 3-ply. You want to use 3-ply if you can, whenever you're using in large vessels, more uniform heat distribution. Took a ball valve and drilled through the kettle, and that's going to be my draining port. Chose induction over a burner because I can more closely regulate the fluctuations in temperature. So got a couple of different thermometers, keeping a close eye on it. Got a thermopen and an infrared. So we're going to see how this all turns out. Bring you along. I'll be doing both things today, loading 10s, possibly even some 454 casoules, and brewing beer. It's going to be a fun day. All right, we've had the malts steeping at 155 degrees for about half an hour right now. And I wish you could smell the aroma coming off of this. The chocolates, the coffees. Oh, it's just... So what we're going to do is we're going to get let this drain for a second. Alright, now what we're going to do is turn off the heat, and we're going to start stirring in some of these liquid malt extracts. Give the yeast something to chow down on. Alright, first we're adding golden malt extract. The old tremors come in handy in shaking out the drops of extract, huh? All right, that one. And we're gonna do a dark malt extract. Use trusty Glock knife. Yes, sir. Many uses for these. Ooh, that extract smells wonderful. And then we're going to put in a medium. Yeah, so now we have 3 different malts in here. Finally, we're going to add a little brown sugar. Hey everyone, just keeping an eye on 2 battlefronts here, as you would say. Doing some spicy 10 mil loads, and trying to make sure I don't get a boil over in my porter over there. So it gets a little interesting at times. But 10 mils are coming out really kind of nice. We got the 180 grain spear gold dot and the highly explosive 800X CCI Magnum pistol primers, and a whole
Text
lot.
message from the dark side you have.
Really. Nickel plated brass. These are nice. These things will scoot. So I'm going to continue to work on these, and as you can see, my little brew station is churning along. I've put the first batch of bittering hops in for the first hour, and then I'm going to add the second batch here in about 20 minutes. I'm getting ready to set up the wort chiller. And we're going to chill the wort and add the yeast and put it in the fermenter. Oh, and then we're also going to oxygenate it with oxygen system there. So a lot of things on the clipboard right now, so I'll get back to you here in a minute. Look at that bad boy go. Deep, dark, black, full-bodied aroma. Coming on the end of our 60-minute boil here. The first batch of hops have been in there for almost an hour. I'm getting ready to add the second batch. Also got the wort chiller. I'm starting to set that up. We're gonna run the hot wort through that, chill it down, and then oxygenate it with an oxygen system. Add the yeast and start the fermenter up. It's getting exciting. It smells just so awesome. Yep, creating quite a mess here. Not really. Got the exhaust or outlet side of the wort chiller going, and let's see where this all terminates. We got the inlet and the outlet going to the plate chiller. And the wort has completed its boil. So it's time to start putting it in the fermenter. So let's get that set up. Alright, we're going to see if all this stuff works. Hot wort in, to the plate chiller, into the fermenter. Be good. Gotta love plate chillers. It's coming out of the kettle at over 200 degrees and going through the plate chiller. If you can see that, 75 degrees. That's pretty doggone good. Hey, while I was taking a break from loading those 10 mils and possibly getting ready to switch over to the 454 Casull caliber, went to check the mail. The wort is running through the chiller, so I figured I'd go grab the mail, and got something in box that I was looking for. You know, I like to dry age, so I got a order in for Umami's dry aging bags, and sir. All right, so what we got is some nice bags to do some dry aging in. Oh, I'm missing something, aren't I? Wait, maybe I can fix that. See, what might I be able to do? It's in here. I think I found it. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a nice perfect. So what we're going to do, I'm going to add another chore to my list, reloading, brewing a beer, and now we're going to dry age a prime rib roast. So let's make this happen. All right, so I've trimmed the bag down to a more manageable size for this particular roast. Now what we're going to do is do a little wrestling and try to get this bad boy inside the bag. What you want to do first is take the bag and invert the mouth so that you don't get moisture on the sealing edges. You just roll it back. Thusly. Alright, so we got it rolled back. Oh, man, this is a beautiful prime rib roast. You don't even have to worry about washing it down. You never do. Slide her into the bag. I always work towards a corner where I can get more contact with the bag. That's the key to all of this dry aging with this company's patented dry aging bag. You want to have as much of the bag in contact with the meat throughout the aging period. So now we roll back the edges. And I think what I'm going to do is seal off 1/4 of this. It's a wide mouth and I don't need that much space for the vacuum. So move this in thusly. Close and seal. And what we're doing is creating a manageable vacuum area to keep this as tightly sealed and air tight as we can. Now, Umai sends these patented, I don't know what you would really call them. They're a sealing filter. Basically, you put it in, and this is another reason why I sealed one corner, because I didn't need that much room. So take the filter, try to make sure everything is in contact with the meat. And we shall see if this works. As it's sucking, you want to try to keep the bag in contact with the meat. Try to get rid of as many pockets as you can. Nice seal. And what I'll normally do is I'll put a backup seal on this. Make sure that we keep the airtight consistency throughout the aging period. Very effective, efficient, easy to do process. And now you have a perfectly sealed up prime rib roast for future ribeye steaks. We're going to put this in the fridge and dry age it for 28 days. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, been a productive day. I've got a prime rib roast in the fridge now, getting ready to age for 28 days with an Umai dry aging bag. Pulled the beer out of the kettle through the wort chiller. It is at currently 78 degrees. all that boiling took away the oxygen, or a lot of the oxygen in there, and yeast needs to have a lot of oxygen to be healthy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to re-oxygenate the wort, and I've got this bottle of oxygen, and we're just going to run it through a stone and get some air going into it, or oxygen I should say. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to do this for a couple minutes here. Noisy little thing, aren't you? Took a initial reading on specific gravity, came in at 1.8. We're going to see what we finally get out of that. I was hoping for a little higher, but we'll see. I avoided a boil over all day, so I don't want to have one now. Definitely getting some oxygen into this mixture. Well, this is frothing away. The yeast, let's see if I can get this in the camera. It's going to be White Labs Burton Ale yeast. They're WLP023. This is a excellent yeast for porters and resistant to higher alcohol content. I'd say there's some oxygen in there. What do you think? All right. Get the yeast good and worked up. Get this out of here. Time to pitch the yeast, as they say. All right, the yeast is pitched. Wort is at a very pleasant environment for them. We're going to cover this bad boy up. Got the airlock in place. And that's gonna be where it's gonna sit for the next week, and then we're gonna move it to the secondary, add some flavors, and on to the kegging. Can't wait. All right, time for a beer and maybe another. Till next time, Desert Gold, have fun, be safe.